Have you ever thought, can I actually train my brain to make more money? It kind of sounds like something out of a movie, right? But according to neurocoach John Assaraf, it's totally possible. So today, we're going to break down his 4-step method for rewiring your mind for financial success. Let's dive in. So let's just get right to it. Is this for real? Can you seriously use that amazing brain of yours to, pad your bank account? It's a huge claim, I got it. But let's see what the expert has to say. And yeah, according to John Assaraf, the guy who developed this whole system, the answer isn't a maybe or a sort of, it's a resounding yes. He argues that if you understand just a little bit about how your brain is wired, you can actually start programming it to seek out financial opportunities. So here's the game plan he lays out. It's a super simple 4-step process. First, you got to define your number. Then you do a mental rehearsal. After that, you build your vision. And finally, and this one is absolutely crucial, you take action every single day. We're going to walk through each one right now. All right, let's kick things off with step 1, define your number. Think of this as the foundation for everything else. Seriously, without this, the other steps are pretty much useless because your brain won't know what it's aiming for. It's all about getting crystal clear. Assaraf really hammers this point home. You have to have absolute clarity. See, your brain is like this incredible goal-seeking missile, but if you give it a vague target like, I want to make more money, it just fizzles out. It doesn't know where to go. You have to give it a specific destination.
So to make this real, let's use his example. Instead of just more money, the goal becomes super specific, $100,000 a year. See? Now it's something concrete, it's measurable, and it gives your brain a precise target to lock onto.
And here's a neat little trick. Break that big number down. $100,000 a year, that can feel massive, and your brain might just shut down from the stress of it. But when you reframe it as about $8,500 a month, or just over $2,000 a week, well, suddenly that feels a lot more doable, right? It shifts your brain from no way to, okay, how could I do that? Okay, once you've got that clear, broken down target, it's time for step 2, the mental rehearsal. This is your daily brain workout. This is how you get your mind totally familiar and comfortable with your new financial reality, even before it actually happens. And this workout, it starts with a really powerful affirmation. But look closely at how it's worded. It's in the present tense. I am now earning, and it kicks off with positive emotion. I am so happy and grateful. This isn't about wishing for something in the future. It's about telling your subconscious mind that this is happening right now. The routine itself is simple, but the timing is key. You say this to yourself 5 to 10 times right when you wake up, and again right before you fall asleep. So why then? Well, those are the moments when the door between your conscious and subconscious mind is wide open. Your brain is way more receptive to new ideas. But here's the secret sauce. Just saying the words, that's not enough. As you're repeating that affirmation, you need to close your eyes and really begin the mental rehearsal. You've got to create a vivid movie in your mind of you succeeding.
And this mental movie has 3 very specific parts. First, you have to literally see it. Picture your bank account with that number in it. See the notification on your phone. Second, you have to feel it. What does that feel like? Relief, joy, freedom? You need to actually generate those emotions in your body. And third, you visualize the ripple effect. What does this money do for your family, for the charities you care about?
The most important part of this whole thing is to act as if it is real right now. Here's the cool thing about your brain. It honestly can't tell the difference between a real memory and an experience you've imagined with intense detail and emotion. So you're basically tricking your brain into thinking this has already happened, which starts building the new neural pathways to make it a reality. So what's the science behind this? Well, this whole technique activates a part of your brain called the left prefrontal cortex. You can think of it as the genius CEO of your brain. By constantly showing the CEO the end result, you're basically giving it a new directive. You're saying, hey, this is our new reality. Now your job is to figure out how we're going to make it happen. Now we're at step 3, build your vision. Assaraf actually calls this an optional step, but honestly, it's such a powerful way to supercharge your mental rehearsal. It's about creating a constant physical reminder of your goal. And this is where something like a vision board comes into play. It doesn't matter if it's a physical board on your wall or just a folder of images on your phone. The point is to fill it with pictures of what that income gets you. The lifestyle, the home you live in, the trips you'd take, the causes you'd support. It takes the abstract idea of money and makes it tangible and emotional. It's a daily visual cue for your brain. And that brings us to the final and I would argue the most important step of all. Step 4, take daily action. All the visualization in the world won't do a thing if you don't connect it to real-world effort. This is where the rubber meets the road. This is how you build the bridge from your mind to your reality. And the process is so beautifully simple. Every single day, you just ask yourself this one question. It's not about trying to map out the entire plan from start to finish. It's about focusing your brain, which is now primed for success, on finding one small thing you can do today. And that's the key. You don't need to do 100 things. The goal is just to find 1 or 2 small actions you can take each day. It's that consistency that builds insane momentum over time. Each little step builds on the one before it, and that's how you actually get to your goal. So when you boil it all down, this is the entire strategy. It's a simple formula. You've got the mental priming on one side, the affirmations and visualizations that tell your brain what to focus on. Then you add the physical action, the small daily steps that are how you get there. You put those two together, and that creates a direct path to hitting your financial goals. So, as we wrap this up, here's the final thought. Your brain is, without a doubt, the most powerful tool you will ever own. So the only real question left is, what are you going to command it to create for you starting today?